Yeah, this is the Kid Young app. I want to do a special WrestleMania 29 video, the prediction video that I think that's going to happen. I've been watching wrestling all my life, you know what I'm saying? Seen Hogan, Warrior, all them niggas back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels and shit. So this is a new era of wrestling. Kind of, it's alright, you know what I'm saying, with the PG and everything. I don't know what they're doing, but they got a nice little card lined up. I will watch on Sunday, but they have a nice little card lined up in New Jersey, you know, MetLife Stadium, April 7th, 2013. Yeah, it's WrestleMania 29, man. It's just, it's crazy. But, yeah, I just want to talk about the matches that they got on here that's supposed to be lined up. I'm gonna do the main event last. I'm gonna do the small matches first. But yeah, the Tons of Funk, Brodus Clay, and Laura Tensai, or Tensai, whatever you want to call them, and the Funkadactyls, them two black women, Cameron and Naomi, and versus Team Rose Scholars and the returning Bella Twins. I don't know why they brought them back, but I already have not that much to say. It's an 8-man mixed person tag match. It should be the pre-show. It should be under the pre-show. It should be like the 5 o'clock match. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me see. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that mixed person tag, but hopefully the Tons of Funk in them win. That's what I'm predicting. Team Rose Scholars just fell off. They was doing good with they had a nice little team, but they fell off. It's probably the writers in WWE because they a good team, but it's just I don't know. The tag teams nowadays are just kind of they don't really get a whole lot of buzz, especially the team I don't know. But I'm going with Tons of Funk in that match and the Funkadactyls to beat Team Rose Scholars and the Bella Twins. We got Chris Jericho versus Fandango, or Dingback, or whatever Jericho was calling him. They just started a feud about 2 or 3 weeks ago when Jericho was messing up Fandango's name, and he called Dingbat and Das Durango. And Fandango is very big on his name, so this is his wrestling debut, re-debut, for the WWE. They say he was wrestling Ring of Honor or like one of them other wrestling companies, but yeah, he's making his WWE debut at WrestleMania against Chris Jericho. I'm expecting Fandango to win because Jericho he's about to leave again, so I'm gonna go with Fandango in that match. Next match I see is I'm gonna go with Team Hell No versus Dolph and Big E. Team Hell No had the belt since last year. I think this is like last July or something like that. Whatever they wanted. They got a good thing going. Well, they was hot when they had Dr. Selby and all them, but it was crazy. But I'm expecting Team Hell No to win because Big E and Dolph, they don't even tag team and shit. So it's like I don't know how they came up with that match, but they need to just separate Daniel Bryan and AJ, please, because it's old, okay? As far as Big E go, somebody need to tell him to stop wearing them tight ass spandex, okay? I'm tired of seeing a nigga butt cheek and shit every week, man. That's not cool. But yeah, he's a good. I mean, he's from NXT, and they say he's a good wrestler. We haven't seen him wrestle yet. He always interfering or jumping somebody from behind and shit like that. So I want to see how good he is and shit. So I'm gonna go with Team Hell No though to win that match, because I don't understand nothing about that feud at all. It really don't make sense. I'm hoping that they split at WrestleMania too. So I cross my fingers. We'll see what happens. The next match is Sheamus, Randy Orton, and the Big Show versus The Shield. This is a regular 6-man match. It should be an elimination match. That I don't know why they didn't make that match, because a lot of people on the internet, YouTube and WrestleZone.com, they talking about they are expecting Randy Orton to turn heel. I don't see it happening, but we'll see what happens. He needed a heel turn because he been going down, and I like the heel Randy Orton. I liked him when he was beating up Undertaker and shit. You know what I'm saying? That was about a couple years ago. So, but Sheamus, Big Show, they just doing him in there because they had nothing else for them to do. Big Show, I guess he's gonna be a face or he's a tweener or whatever it is. People don't hype him up anyway. The Shield's good. They getting kind of dry because they don't wrestle as much. It seems like they wrestle at the pay-per-views and that's it. They may wrestle on the house shows, but other than that, I don't see them on Raw unless they just jump at somebody backstage or whatever. So, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. I'm expecting the Shield to win because it wouldn't make sense for the Big Show and them to win. So somebody's turning heel. Something gonna happen in that match that somebody gonna be mad after that draw and they gonna start snapping. I can see that happening. The next match I see is Ryback, Mark Henry, the Power Feud or whatever you want to call it. I'm expecting Mark to win, but his career at WrestleMania ain't been that great. So Ryback is just gonna just pick him up and do that shell shock bullshit. He got his fucking move from a turtle, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game shit. Shell shock. They have a funny feud. Like they having no contact and like they the biggest niggas. I'm sorry, they the biggest cats in the WWE. You know what I'm saying? And Ryback, he pretty much he's still a rookie. I mean, he debuted with the NXT, with the Nexus and all that, but he got hurt. So, I mean, he's still fresh and all that, but he is just crazy. But I like Mark Henry. I'm in love with Mark Henry, like the heel Mark Henry. Like, he just come out there, just whip people asses. Like, ask the great Khali ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just picked his big ass up and shit. So, we'll see what happens with that. But I will expect Ryback to win that. Even though I want Mark Henry to win, but Ryback will win that match. Unless they push and swerve. The next match is Brock and Triple H. No holds barred. If Triple H lose, he must retire. Number one, Triple H, I love you, man, but you haven't been wrestling at all. So it's like even if you retire, it's like, okay, like, we already know that you doing your thing backstage and everything, so it's like, come on, man, like, you gonna be doing this shit. I mean, like, you supposed to take over for Vince anyway, so, you know, whenever Vince fall back, so, Shawn Michaels is in Triple H corner. He announced that on Raw this past week. Paul is going to be in Brock corner, of course, but, yeah, like, we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be a good match. Some people online don't want to see it. They already seen what happened the first time. I hope Triple H win, but they added that he must retire bullshit. He might go out like that. So, hopefully Shawn Michaels don't interfere in that match, but I know he will get dragged into it. So, I know something will happen with that match. I'm expecting Brock to win that. You know what I'm saying? WrestleMania the card, just tons of funk, and just, I don't know what's up with this card. It just don't feel like WrestleMania. It feels like a Sunday night heat, like a 3-hour Sunday night heat show or something. Or Metal or Warzone, whatever the shit was called back in the day. Saturday Night Shotgun and shit. But the next match is Taker and CM Punk. Number 1, rest in peace, Paul Bear. It's crazy how it's people. I mean, well, since he died, it's like they just threw him to the storyline, but I really want him to be there and shit with Taker and shit. That, you know, that what I did would have been hot, but he passed away, so I don't know where they're going with it. You know what I mean, with the storyline thing. I heard CM Punk. I didn't watch the rest of the world, so I heard he hit him and when he spread ashes on him. Paul Heyman was pretending he was Paul Bear and stuff like that, and they did some stuff with him, but Taker's going 21-1. I mean, damn, 21-0. Excuse me. I hope he goes 20-1, but because I'm a very big CM Punk fan. That's my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens with that, because I don't think CM is going to win that match. I would love for him to win that match, but he's facing Taker. Taker done beat everybody. Triple H, Shawn Michaels. He beat Triple H 3 times WrestleMania. Shawn twice. Motherfucking Giant Gonzalez, he's a bum. Jake the Snake Roberts, he's a bum. Jimmy Snuka, legend, but he got his ass out of here. Kane, a couple times. Ric Flair, the A-Train, motherfucking Big Show, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Big Boss Man. It don't matter whoever he faced at Mania, he beat him. He's 20-0. Sid for the title, you know what I'm saying? He done beat everybody. Big Daddy Cool, Diesel, and all that stuff. He done beat them all. So Taker, the history ain't good with Punk. So he might give him a good run like in the match, he might kick his ass and shit, but CM ain't gonna win that match, man. He gonna be 21-0, man. That might be the best match on the card. I really hope it is. You know what I'm saying? But next match is Del Rio with Ricardo in his corner. He's a heel. I mean, he's a face, but he's alright. He could be better, but I'm so used to him being a heel. Against Jack Swagger, and he got Zeb Coulter aka Dutch Mantel, whatever his name was. Um, I'm very speechless about this feud because Swagger won the chamber match back in February, so he became the #1 contender, and they've been doing all these matches, promos about White America or whatever the fuck they been doing. Like every time, cause I DVR Raw and shit, so every time I see them, I just fast forward that shit. So then the Rio they came back with, they was dressed up like them, and the feud been okay. It ain't the greatest world heavyweight title feud ever. So it's just, I guess that's the best they could do with it. So it's kind of sad because the world title matches ain't as big as they was. Say like when Batista and Taker went at it, or who else had it? Benoit. Excuse me, I ain't supposed to say his name. Triple H and all them. Like it's been some matches that's been good. So I'm expecting Del Rio to win, but it's the thing. Like I'm thinking that if Swagger win, I think Dolph is gonna cash in on him. But it could either way. It really don't matter who wins, but I think Dolph should cash in at money at that Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania. Like that would be that'd be some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I really don't care who wins. It's just like Del Rio win. He still had the title, but if Swagger win, I don't think nobody want to see that shit, man. Everybody ever seen that before. He ain't really do too good with it, so it's like, man, I'd rather keep the belt on Del Rio. And the last match, Rock Cena 2 for the WWE title. For the WWE title. Hopefully it's better than last year. Last year was okay. It could have been way better, but it was okay. It was just okay to me. This is just my personal opinion about it. Rock came back 2011. He helped. He interfered in the match with The Miz and Cena at WrestleMania 27. The Miz won that. The Rock came back later on that year. Team with Cena beat Miz and Truth at Survivor Series. The Rock came back last year at the 1000th anniversary. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to challenge whoever is the champion at the Royal Rumble and shit like that. So I'm like, I wonder how the fuck did they pre-plan a fucking title match? I didn't have no problem with them planning Cena and Rock 1 like a year later. I mean, like a year in advance, but how the fuck did y'all plan a title match? And like, I'm looking at Cena and like, he's doing this thing. He's full-time dude. He doing this thing. He beat A by Dolph and Del Rio. He didn't beat A by Cena. But I'm like, he challenging whoever went the champion at the Royal Rumble, and like, Rock, like, get your ass out of here, dog. Like, I got love for the Rock. You know what I'm saying? But that was some bullshit, man. WWE ain't got that many great wrestlers and shit like that as it is. And CM was doing this thing, but it's just like, once Rock announced that he was going to be in there, I was just like, man, we all know what's going to happen. I'm a very big CM Punk fan, so I'm like, Alright, like the Royal Rumble come around. The Royal Rumble come around, and it's like CM won because of the Shield, because they interfered. They put him through a table because they somehow Vince said if if the Shield interfered that he was gonna strip CM. So the lights go out, and then you hear Michael Cole, "That's the Shield, that's the Shield." The JBL was like, "Yo, shut up, idiot," and all this shit. So they was on the arguing and shit. So they put Rock to the table. CM was like, he got up, he was like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not working with the Shield and shit." So CM Punk was funny as shit that day. So he doing in the ring, he pinned him 1, 2, 3. So he's celebrating with Paul Heyman. Vince come out and said, "Oh, well, you're gonna tell me that at the Shield didn't interfere, blah blah blah." So I'm like, man, this shit crazy. So the next thing you know, Rock gets the mic, talking about, "Yeah, we gonna restart the match and shit like that." Like a minute and a half later, this motherfucker do that spine buster, and no, excuse me, I'm sorry. That was before. He just do a rock bottom and he wins. Like, I'm like, CM Punk had the title 434 days. Like, he had the title since November 2011 to January 2013. Like, it was just like the dumbest finisher ever. And I was just like, man, it was just crazy. But hopefully CM Punk gets his fucking rematch back with you, Rock. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I'm praying that he do. You know what I mean? But yeah, they set up, Cena won the Royal Rumble. So, he won his rematch and shit like that because, Rock beat him at shit WrestleMania 28. So it's like, it just like come full circle. So whoever win this John, I think it's gonna be Cena. People calling for the heel turn for Cena. I don't see it happening. The Rock, hopefully we're done with The Rock. All these part-timers is taking all the slots. Look at the part-timers on this list. We got The Rock, we got Taker, we got Triple H, and we got Brock Lesnar and Chris Jericho. That's 5 part-timers. Even though their resumes are better than some of the guys that's on there, that's on the card, but it's 5 part-timers that's at WrestleMania, and they're all in the top 3 matches. That's even including, if you look at Rock, Cena, Taker, CM, Triple H, and Brock. That's the 3 top matches. That's the 3 top matches on WrestleMania 29, and 4 of them are part timers. But anyway, I want Cena to win, but please do not have no heel turn, because that would be the worst thing to happen. Okay, people want him to turn heel, but I don't see it. Who we gonna feud with if he be heel? If CM Punk heel, Brock Lesnar heel, who else is left to fight John Cena, man, when he's heel? Barrett? Barrett's a heel. The Miz? No. It's who? Kofi? No. None of these guys are going who the fuck is gonna fuck with Cena? Who? If Cena's heel, who is he gonna feud with? The Rock is too busy doing G.I. Joe and Tooth Fairy and all this shit. He's doing the movie thing, okay? So who the fuck is Cena going to feud with if he's a bona fide heel and he's a WWE champ? and CM is a heel. So it's like, who? Sheamus again? I mean, we already seen that. Who else we got? Who else on this list? I mean, who else is in WWE that we have? That's going to go up against a heel Cena. But I read that Ryback going to be pushed up against Cena. That's if he's heel. So I don't know. But hopefully Cena wins, because he will win, because they can't have Rock win 2 years in a row over Cena. That'd be just dumb. But Cena's gonna win. It depends on how they're gonna have him set up. They online. They just people want him to turn heel. I don't think that he should do it. That would be dumb, because there's nobody there that's on that roster that can fuck with Cena, a heel Cena. Now, face Cena, it could be a whole lot of people. It could be Wade Barrett, whoever, but no. That would be the dumbest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? So the card for WrestleMania 29, it's okay. It could be way better. It's just like, they got the part-timers, and I really don't have a problem with them. But it's just, they all in the top matches. Like, it's just like, damn, like, what did the full-timers doing? Like, Del Rio and Swagger, I think they might start the match off first, because the last couple years, the World Heavyweight title match has been first. So I'm thinking Swagger and Del Rio gonna go first. So we see what happens with that. Any surprises? I don't know what's gonna happen. Shout out to my man Dom and shit, because we going over there. You know, we gonna watch this shit over there. So, but I don't know. It's gonna be crazy WrestleMania. Hopefully, it's better than what the card is, like, putting up there. So, damn. Yeah. Shout out to all the Hall of Famers too. Like Mick Foley and Bob Backlund and like all them, and especially Bruno. You know what I'm saying, Trish Stratus and stuff like that. So, shout out to them. That's going, like going to the Hall of Fame. Donald Trump, yeah. So, I'm just looking forward to seeing Ryback and Mark Henry. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna be a hell of a match. They're gonna be getting that shit in. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be getting that shit in. So, I don't know. I'm gonna try to enjoy it. Thank God I'm not spending $65, $70, whatever the fuck is, whatever how much that shit costs. I ain't paying that shit. I'm sorry. Debo paying that shit. Don paying that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to everybody doing that thing. So, I'll holler at you. Young guy.